Hey everybody, Mrs. Bianchi. I don't know what question number this is, but it's on the test. Let's take a look. A box measures 4 units by 2.5 units by 1.5 units. What is the greatest number of cubes with a side length of a half unit that can be packed inside the box? So I did my best to try to draw the box, and I put the dimensions down. So they're talking about 4 units going this way, 2.5 units going this way, and 1.5 units going this way. Thought it would be helpful to rename the red values that I have that are mixed numbers into improper fractions. To get this green value, you would multiply 2 times 1 and then add in the 1. So the denominator stays the same. 2 times 1 is 2 plus 1 is 3. Here, 2 times 2 is 4 plus the 1 is 5. So that might be helpful. All right, the other thing that might be helpful is to actually visualize 4, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's not quite to scale, but you kind of get the idea. Now, if these are half-inch cubes, wouldn't I need 2 of them to make up 1 inch? So wouldn't that mean I'd need 2 more here and 2 more here and 2 more here? So is that really the same idea as taking 4 and multiplying it by 2? So that's easy enough. 4 times 2 is going to give us 8, right? That's mental math. So we're trying to figure out how many is half cubes. So for half cubes, I'm just going to put half cubes. Half cubes, we're going to take how many we have, which is going to be length times width times height. And so far we have, we'll call this the length. So far we have 8. Now what about the width? Now if I have 3 halves, doesn't that mean I can fit a certain number of these cubes going this way? So remember, we want to know, we can't put a partial cube in there. We're not going to cut the cubes, so we want full cubes. So what do we need to do with this number, right? We need to kind of double it, right? We need to double it. So if we double it, that's the same thing as doing this, right? Let's cross reduce. All right, so that means we can fit 3 cubes going across this way as the width. All right, now what about how many cubes can I get fitting going this way? So we're going to take this number and we're going to multiply it by 2. 5 halves times 2, which is the same thing as 2 over 1. Now let's remind ourselves where we're getting the 2 from. For every 1 inch, or unit in this case, we can fit 2 cubes. So we have 5 halves. For every 1, we can fit 2. So let's finish up this product. We can reduce. 5 times 1 is 5. 1 times 1 is 1, and 5 divided by 1 is 5. So the height on this thing would be 5. So in terms of the quantity of half cubes we can fit, so let's review. We can fit 8 going lengthwise. We can fit 3 going widthwise. And we can fit 5 going heightwise. So the only thing left you have to do is multiply 3 times 8 times 5, or multiply these numbers together, and you'll get how many half cubes we can fit inside this rectangular prism.